If you've been avoiding bankruptcy in order to protect your house, or even avoiding talking with a bankruptcy attorney, the law for homeowners is going to change in your favor effective July 1st. The bankruptcy exemption, which allows you to protect non-exempt equity in your property, is going to increase from $43,000 for a married couple up to $100,000 for a married couple. That means you can have $100,000 of equity in your home and still be able to keep it in a bankruptcy case. So, what is equity? Equity is what's left over after you sell off your house, pay off the closing costs, pay off the mortgage, and the money that's left over for you. So, let's do the math. So if we're going to sell the house for $300,000, there's going to be cost of sale, closing costs, lawyer fees, etc. Generally, those average out to be about 10%. So if we sell your $300,000 house, we're going to have $30,000 of closing costs and expenses, which means after those are paid, $270,000 is left over. But wait, you got to pay your mortgage. So for purposes of this illustration, let's say the mortgage is $180,000. So after we take the $270,000 and we pay off that $180,000 mortgage, there's now $90,000 left over. That $90,000 is your equity. Well, what's the problem? If you file a Chapter 7 bankruptcy and you're a married couple, you can only protect $43,000 of that equity. So of that $90,000, your house would be sold in a bankruptcy. You would get $43,000. The remaining $47,000 is divided up among your creditors. That's bad, and we don't want that to happen. But what happens if we wait until after July 1st? So we're going to do the math again. We're going to sell the house for $300,000. Now, we're not actually selling the house, but this is how we have to do the calculations. So if your house was going to be sold for $300,000, again, we have to pay 10% closing cost. So now we have $270,000. We have to pay off that pesky mortgage. So after paying off that $180,000 mortgage, we now have $90,000 left. But the homestead exemption is $100,000, which means you keep all that money. Which means if you file a bankruptcy case, there's not going to be any money available for your creditors from the sale of that property, and consequently, it is entirely protected. So that's how equity works, and that's how the bankruptcy exemptions work. Call Leyden & Leyden for a free bankruptcy consultation today and find out how the increased homestead exemption can protect you and your home. Lean on Leyden.